Edson Arantes do Nascimento, popularly known as Pele, is a Brazilian football legend and arguably the best football player to ever grace the football pitch. He was born 23rd of October 1940 and died at the age of 82 on the 29th of December 2022. Pele's football career started playing for different amateur teams in his municipal Bauru, São Paulo. Then he led his team Bauru Atlético Clube to 2 São Paulo state championships before he joined the Radium indoor football, futsal, team, where he and his teammate won the first ever futsal competition in that region. He later credits futsal as what helped develop his skill and made him a better player. Pele started professional football at the age of 15 after signing for Santos in June 1956. After he had impressed Santos head coach Lula during the trial, then De Brito, who took him to the trial, had spoken to the director before then, telling him he would come out to be the greatest player ever. Pele, on his senior debut for the side, scored in the 7-1 victory over Corinthians de Santos André. The following season he was guaranteed a space in the starting line, where he further went on to become the league's top goal scorer at the age of 16. His impressive performance saw him called into the Brazil national team for the 1958 World Cup, which he won as the youngest player to ever participate in the competition and also the youngest to feature in a World Cup final at age 17 and 249 days and won, scoring 6 goals in 4 appearances in the competition including a hat-trick against France in the semi-final, the youngest player to score a hat-trick in the history of World Cup, and brace against the host country Sweden in the final. Finishing the competition, he was named the youngest player of the competition and also the second best player of the tournament behind Didi. Pele's impressive performance got so many teams wealthy across Europe, such as Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Juventus want to sign him, but Santos declined the proposal and didn't allow him to leave. This led to the Brazilian government, under the leadership of President Jânio Quadros, declaring him a national treasure which would prevent him from transferring out of the country. He won his first major trophy for the side just 2 years after joining as the team won the Campeonato Paulista, and he finished as the top goal scorer then with 58 goals, a record that's yet to be broken to date. A year after, he helped his team win the Torneio Rio São Paulo with a 3-0 victory over Vasco da Gama, and he also tried to help them retain their Paulista trophy but could not do that, but he did help them regain the following season, scoring 47 goals as his team won the trophy. The team went to win the Taça Brazil Trophy of Victory which saw them qualify for the Copa Libertadores. During the 1962 Copa Libertadores, Pele helped his team win the trophy after winning all their group stage matches, defeating Universidade Católica in the semi-finals and defending champions Penharol in the finals. He scored twice in the playoff match to secure the trophy for his team as the first Brazilian club to win it, finishing the competition as the second top goal scorer with 4 goals. That same season he led the side to a 5-2 intercontinental final victory over Benfica Lisbon, producing one of the best performances in his career with a hat-trick to his name. He went on to feature for his country in the 1962 World Cup, scoring a goal and providing an assist in the first group game against Mexico. He was, however, injured in the second group game of the competition, which saw him ruled out of the competition though his team went on to win the competition as the medal was only given to the player who appeared in the final not until 1978 when FIFA changed the regulation to include the entire squad. Pele later received his medal retroactively in 2007. Coming back from the World Cup, Pele and his Santos team being the defending champion of the Copa Libertadores saw them qualifying automatically for the semi-finals, and with Pele's help, they defeated Botafogo and Boca Juniors in the semi-finals and final, respectively, including his hat-trick in the second leg of the semi-finals against Botafogo and also scoring in the final against Boca Juniors which saw Santos become the first Brazilian team to lift the trophy on Argentine soil, finishing the competition with 5 goals. He couldn't help his team retain the Campeonato Paulista that season but helped retain the Intercontinental and Taça Brazil, defeating AC Milan and Bahia, respectively. Leaving the side in 1974, Pele had registered a total of 1,000 career goals as of the 19th of November 1969. When asked what his favorite goal was, he answered, stating that his goal against Clube Atlético Juventus at the Estadio Rua Javari during a Campeonato Paulista match was his best. Although there was no video footage for his goal, he did ask for a computer animation of the goal. His goal against Fluminense at the Maracanã in March 1961, which was later tagged, "a goal worthy of plaque," where he took on the edge of his penalty area and ran the whole pitch length dribbling past the opposition player before putting it at the back of the net. A plaque was later commissioned with a dedication to the most beautiful goal in the history of the Maracana Stadium. He recorded a club record goal of 643 for Santos, which was later surpassed by Lionel Messi in 2020. Pele appeared in his third World Cup for Brazil, but unfortunately, they were knocked out of the competition in the first round playing just 3 games. Eusebio Pele vows never to return to the World Cup again, basically because of the poor officiating experience then. He was later called to the national team in 1969, which he refused at first but later joined. Then he went on to play in all 6 World Cup qualifying games and score 6 goals. He later led the Brazilian team to the final of the 1970 World Cup after defeating Peru and Uruguay in the quarterfinal and semifinal, respectively. They faced Italy in the final, played in the Azteca Stadium, Mexico City. The match finished 4-1 in favor of Brazil's national team, Samba Boys, including the opening goal and 2 more assists from Pele, which saw him win his 3rd World Cup trophy, the first and only player to do so, and also finish winning the Golden Ball for the competition. Following the final whistle, Italian defender Bergnic, who marked Pele during the final, was quoted saying, "I told myself before the game, he's made of skin and bones just like everyone else, but I was wrong." A year later, he played his last match for Brazil on the 18th of July 1971 against Yugoslavia in Rio de Janeiro. He finishes his international career as the all-time goal scorer for the side with 77 goals in 92 appearances, now tied by Neymar in 2022. With him on the pitch, the Brazil national team recorded 67 wins, 14 draws and 11 losses. Though they never lost a match featuring him and Garincha. After 19 seasons with the Brazilian side, Santos Pele retired from Brazilian club football, though he continues to play for them occasionally in competitive matches. A year later, he came out of semi-retirement and signed for the New York Cosmos of the National American Soccer League. During his unveiling, the club spokesman was quoted saying, "We had superstars in the United States but nothing at the level of Pele. Everyone wanted to touch him, shake his hand, and get a photo with him." He made his debut for the side against Dallas in a 2-2 draw, in which he registered his name on the score sheet again. He further went on to spend 3 years with the side, leading the team to 2 different Super Bowls and making a total of 67 appearances for the side and scoring 37 goals for the team. His last official career match on the 28th of August 1977 was against the Seattle Sounders at the Civic Center, Portland, Oregon, which saw him claim the 2nd Super Bowl title. 2 months after his final official career match on the 1st of October 1977, he closed his career with an exhibition match between his 2 teams, Santos and New York Cosmos. The match was played in front of a sold-out crowd at the Giant Stadium. His parents, Muhammad Ali and Bobby Moore, were in attendance. Before the start of the game, he delivered a speech to the audience saying, "Love is more important than what we can take in life." He played the first half of the game as a Cosmos player and the second half as a Santos player. The match ended in a 2-1 victory for the Cosmos. He scored a 30-yard free kick for the Cosmos, which was the final goal of his career. It was reported that it started raining in the second half of the game, resulting in a Brazilian newspaper coming with the headline, "Even the sky was crying," the next morning. He finished his career scoring 1,279 goals in 1,363 games, including friendlies, which were recognized as a Guinness World Record. Pele also remains the only player to have performed all skills performed by any other player in the history of the game. In 1999, Pele was named Athlete of the Century by the International Olympic Committee and was included in the Time list of 100 most important people of the 20th century. A year later, he has voted the World Player of the Century by the International Federation of Football History and Statistics, IFFHS, and that same year, he was a joint winner with Diego Maradona as the FIFA Player of the Century.